I can remember back in 2012 when Avengers, or Avengers Assemble, was about to come out. I questioned how Marvel would be able to fit so many heroes into just one movie. It's impossible. Then we had Age of Ultron, and then Infinity War and Endgame. Well, they proved me wrong time and time again. Some of the greatest moments in cinema history has involved the Avengers, and we're here to count them down. So before we assemble, here's Neil with some Avengers facts.
Hi, thank you very much. So I hope you've all assembled and ready for these wonderful facts. The Avengers in 2012 was the first Marvel movie to earn over $1 billion at the global box office.
That is America's ass.
The puny god scene where Hulk smashes Loki was improvised by director Joss Whedon during filming.
Puny god.
The Avengers Tower in Age of Ultron was modelled after the real-life MetLife building in New York.
Earth's mightiest heroes.
Scarlett Johansson was pregnant during the filming of Age of Ultron, so many scenes were used stunt doubles and CGI.
Sun's getting real.
The title Endgame was foreshadowed by Tony Stark in Age of Ultron. That up there, that's the Endgame.
That up there, that's the Endgame.
Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury is based on the Ultimate Marvel version, which was originally drawn to look like him before he was even cast.
Oh no. Well done.
Endgame's final battle scene took over a year to complete with thousands of VFX artists.
Let's kill him properly this time.
Avengers Assemble was finally spoken for the first time in Endgame.
Avengers! Assemble.
Endgame became the highest grossing movie of all time until the Avatar re-release.
Yay!
The four Avengers movies, The Avengers, Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame collectively grossed approximately $7.89 billion at the global box office.
I'm not looking for forgiveness, and I'm way past asking permission.
You go smash it out of the park, guys, and have fun.
Thank you very much, Neil. So yes, we've assembled for one of our biggest episodes. I feel this is going to be tough. And joining me is one of our Patreon top heads. It's Corinne. I'm not sure where she is in the world because she keeps going from here, there, and hither and thither. So hello, Corinne. How are you?
I am good. For people who want to know, I'm in Madeira.
Now, is that where the cake comes from? Because I've heard of Madeira cake.
I don't know. I haven't found the
Oh,
cake.
right.
I've been drinking wine, so.
Oh, right. Okay. Maybe you need some cake to soak up some of that wine, you know.
Yes, priorities.
Indeed. Indeed. So we're here to do the Avengers movie moments. Now, there is a little caveat to this. Although Neil obviously said, unofficially, there are 4 Avengers movies. We've sneaked in what I call Avengers, what would it have been, 2.5, which is Captain America Civil War. I'm sure we're going to get emails saying, well, that's not an Avengers movie. You can't have that. But it's got pretty much all the Avengers in it.
Yeah, it's missing Thor and the Hulk.
Yeah, pretty
And then
much.
they introduce some others. So
Indeed. I think, well, Black Panther definitely, Spider-Man obviously, spoilers if you've not seen it.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, of course. So I always class that as an unofficial Avengers movie.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So
We were talking before we pressed record on how hard or easy it was for you to put your top 10 event. Now, look, we could have split it into like Avengers Endgame 10 greatest moments, because I could have easily made 10 of those. So I'm assuming it was just as hard for you.
It was very hard. I tried to at least put. Yes, it was difficult to make that decision. Yeah.
Are you happy with your choices?
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah, because I've got 14 on my list, and I'm still looking at ways of. There's a couple in there that I think, no, that should be in there. That definitely should be in there.
Technically,
And-
I have 17. But I
Oh,
had put
right.
7 on my honorable mentions.
Then that's
So
fair enough. That's fair enough. I've just realised that I've actually added one twice, so that means I've got 13. So that makes it a little bit better. That's fine. Right, before we do anything else, let's do this. Lisa's challenge.
Fuck are you saying?
Thank you very much, Lisa. Right, how many duplicates do you think we're going to get?
ooh, this one's tough because it could go. I'll say 5 to be safe.
Ooh, okay.
Could be wrong.
5. Yeah, I mean, from like I did with last week's Michael Jackson, I thought we were going to get loads. I think I put 6 for Michael Jackson. We ended up with 1. So, I mean, there are so many great moments in all the films that we could have nearly every
Depends on
single one.
Yeah, it depends on what you consider a moment. So I don't
That's another
know.
point. Absolutely. I completely agree, because some of my moments last about 25 minutes, which, there you go.
Yes.
I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging, but
Oh,
I'm going to go 4. I'm going to go 4.
okay.
Or should I go 6? No, I'm going to go 4. I'm going to be more conservative this time. I'm not going to.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Just out of interest, what movie has got the most of your top 10?
I had some of them, like Civil War, and has the most from one movie, but I consider Infinity and Endgame kind of tied. So
Right. That's fair enough. Yeah. I mean, as much as I said I could fit 10 of just Endgame, I think I've got the majority is Endgame and the first Avengers, which in America was called Avengers Assemble, and in the UK was just called The Avengers. Or was it the other way
okay.
around? Or was it the other way around?
I remember the Avengers, but it came out a long time ago.
Sorry,
So
I think it was the other way around. I think in the UK it was Avengers Assemble because we used to have a 60s TV show called The Avengers.
yes, with Diana Rigg.
That's right. Yeah. So I think it was in this country it was called Avengers Assemble.
Okay.
Just so that people didn't think that it was going to have a guy in a bowler hat and a cane and Diana Rigg in it. So, okay.
I do have something from every movie,
You do.
but the majority is like Civil War, Endgame, Infinity War. So,
Okay. Well, here we go then. Kick us off, Corinne, with your number 10.
okay. This wasn't the greatest Avenger film, Age of Ultron, but I thought it was cool when Fury and Hill brought the helicarrier up with the lifeboats, so to speak, to rescue the people they could after Sokovia rose.
Right. Yes,
So
yes,
I thought
yes.
that was pretty significant moment.
Right, I'm going to be stupid now. So it was Fury and
Maria Hill.
Maria Hill. That's right. I feel like she was sort of like, I think her and Fury as the
Were underused.
yeah, absolutely. And like really sort of, especially with that, I didn't see all of Secret Wars, which was it Secret Wars? No, the one with
Invasion?
Secret Invasion. Yeah, I was really
Yes.
disappointed with the first couple of episodes and I didn't watch any more of that.
I
Did you
don't
watch
think
that?
I don't think I finished it.
Yeah, so I feel like they
So-
were really underserved, especially as Nick Fury was like the glue that held all of the MCU together for the
Yes.
first 10 years. It
Yes.
seemed weird that they sort of like really did him dirty in the end, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah, I just realised I've got nothing from Age of Ultron in my top 10.
Okay.
I feel it was still a good movie.
Yes.
I don't think it was on par with Avengers.
Oh,
well,
I
any of the other
totally
ones.
agree.
Yeah, any of the other ones.
But I
Although
wanted,
James Spader, I thought was great as
yes,
Ultron.
as Ultron, yes.
Yeah.
I just thought it was uplifting because I have a lot of sad stuff on my list. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
as much as there are some great laughs in
Yes.
the Avengers movies, there's a lot of, well, a lot of sadness. There's,
how
isn't
my
there?
yeah, on how my brain works, I wanted to put something good.
Yes.
So
That's nice. I just have a little bit of positivity in there.
yes, so
Yeah, that's great. So the helicarrier. Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one to start with. I haven't got that one, but obviously I
That's
haven't got
okay.
anything from
yeah,
Age of Ultron. So my number 10, I'm going for the sort of heart gut wrenching part of Infinity War, which was the snap, which you should have gone for the head and the snap. And of course, when he snaps, you don't realize exactly what's going to happen.
Correct. That's my number 4.
That's your number 4.
Yes.
Until people start disintegrating in your eyes and before
Yes.
your eyes, and you think, what is happening? And you're just as confused as the people in the story, because they have got no
Yes.
idea that all of a sudden they're just floating away like, smoke.
Yes. Because the one that does know what's going to happen, someone kills her.
Right. Don't worry about spoilers. You can say what you like. Go on.
Gamora knew what was going to happen, but Thanos tossed her aside.
That's true.
So
I'm assuming that Doctor Strange must have known what was going to happen as well, because he'd already foreseen all of the 3,000,006 or whatever it was versions
Yes.
of how. So he must have known that
true.
that was going to happen, but obviously he didn't tell anybody. To be fair, he was the calmest of the people that
Yes.
evaporated.
So I would think at least those two knew what were going to happen. So
yeah. But that was one of the hard. That was it was so nice to have a movie. Not nice. That's not the right word. Satisfying to have a movie where basically the baddie wins at the end of it.
yes,
There was no hope at the end of it. Thanos is just
if
there.
they were, no
And
hope.
He'd done what he'd done, and he sorted it out, and just was left there with a smile. Because I can always remember watching that the first time at the cinema, and the final scene is him looking out over his fields or whatever, with like this smile on his face, this contented look on his face. And then then the screen goes black, and I thought, right, there's going to be something in a minute now where somebody, one of the Avengers is going to think, right, we need to do this. And there was nothing. It just went to the credits, and I thought, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
It was such a gut punch.
Thor just needed to go for the head. He had the axe.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it was like, oh,
Perfectly done. It was perfectly
yes,
done. And then when you find out from like James Gunn afterwards that when Groot disappears, he says to Rocket, "I am Groot," and he said that he's saying "Dad" is what he's saying to
yeah,
Rocket, and you think, "Oh, geez, I can't take any more of this."
it's a lot of
Oh
sad
my
moments.
God. A lot
So
of sad moments.
yes,
Okay, so that was my number 10, which was your number
number
4.
4.
So we've got one already. Here we go.
Yes,
Okay, your number 9 then, please, Corinne.
it's from Civil War, and it's when the Avengers that are fighting at that moment, I think it's Wanda, Falcon, Captain America, Natasha Romanoff, and Wanda comes and helps Cap with Rumlow, Crossbones, and she ends up tossing up into the building and just killing innocent people, and just fire breaks out, and that's pretty much the catalyst for the Accords to come into play.
Yeah.
So
So that's another one
was,
of the funny moments, isn't it, in the movie? Yeah.
yes,
No,
kind
I'm
of,
joking.
until you see the aftermath of
Yeah.
what she did.
Yeah.
Not intentionally, but she doesn't know how to use her powers fully yet, so
It's a very cool moment when Cap uses his shield to like push someone into the building like 10 floors up or whatever.
yes,
But yeah, that was kind of like it set Scarlet Witch off on
a path of,
a real different path. And then, of course, the Sokovia Accords was one thing, which is the catalyst for the whole Civil War thing, really.
correct. So it's I think the one point where they're like, enough is enough. They need to be held accountable, these
Yeah.
Avengers. So
And which side would you be on if you were a superhero? Which
I can see
side?
both. I can see both. I know that doesn't help anyone, but because because Tony Stark realizes that he killed an innocent boy when that mother tells him, "You killed my son."
Yeah, yeah,
So he's got that in his head, and he's thinking, yeah, maybe we need to be held accountable. But Captain America was so, he was like, not punished, but he had someone in control of him for so long, and he finally got some
yeah. And he didn't.
freedom.
Yeah, and
He didn't
he
want to go
didn't
back to
trust.
that.
Yeah, he
And
didn't
he didn't,
trust the powers, did he? That was the thing. He
yeah,
didn't trust the powers that be.
yes,
And it's very. I mean, a lot of these movies, you can think, well, look at the world today, and it's like, if you
yes,
had superheroes, and who would be in charge of them, and what would they be getting them to do, and
yes.
I mean, it's kind of glad that there aren't superheroes because you just don't know what they would be up to.
Because obviously he was controlled. He got serumed up and he became, and so people were in control of him. And
Yeah,
so I could see his side as well. So it depends on what your train of thought, what your thinking is at the time of those accords.
I agree. I agree.
So
Okay, that's another good one. My number nine is from Civil War as well. And I can remember watching the trailers and thought the trailers, especially when you've got the two sides of superheroes lining up on the airstrip ready to fight each other. And then you go and see the movie, and all of a sudden Spidey is there. And you see Spider-Man, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man for the first time. And then he's in that same shot, which he wasn't in the trailers, obviously, because they didn't want to spoil it.
right, right.
But it was so, I mean, the best part of that was it's not necessarily, I mean, it is that fight, but it was the clip when I cannot remember what the scene was directly before it, but it goes to I'm assuming a drone shot of New York, and then it's just got in big letters, I think, is it Queens, I think it is where he's
I
from.
think, yeah,
And then you think, oh
Queens.
my god, he's going to see Peter Parker. And then Iron Man, is there with Aunt May, which I think is great because Aunt May isn't your usual Aunt May, is it? She's a
Oh,
hot
it's
Aunt May.
Marissa Tomei.
Exactly. So Tony Stark is loving this. And then you get to see, obviously, and I think Tom Holland is great. He's perfect as Peter Parker. He really is. He
Yes.
looks the age, he looks the part. And then when he's doing all the clever quips, when he's actually being Spider-Man, and it elevated what was already going to be like an intense fight sequence with him doing the stuff that he did.
That's my number six.
Oh, okay. You've got another one. Lovely. Wonderful.
Yes,
Okay, that's two. That's
that is
great.
two.
So
I'm
is it
keeping track too.
that's cool. That's cool. Is that specifically for the battle part or
Mine's more for the when they are all at the German airport and
yeah.
they're assembling and they're gonna fight and but yes, because that's where you see Ant-Man, at least in an Avenger movie for the first time. And that's when you have Bucky fighting on Cap's side. So you're not, it's still in his head, but he's trying to get it out. And so he's fighting with his friend. It's like 6 on 6. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. And also you start to realize the power of like Black Panther. He's able to, damage Cap's shield and like putting, scratches on it. And also the fact that Cap very rarely lets go of his shield, and Spider-Man's one of the ones that
able
is able
to,
to
yeah,
take it off of him, even though they're just two guys from New York, just fighting each other.
yes.
But yeah, I think it's the moment of that. Well, I've got another one coming up, but it's one of those moments of Civil War that is absolutely fantastic. So I'm having that as my number 9. Your number 8, then, please, Corinne.
It's from Civil War.
Okay.
And it's obviously Zelmo. He's the one, the catalyst behind this. He wants to tear the Avengers apart. And because he lost his family in Sokovia. And this is towards the end of the film when he shows Stark when they're in Siberia, Bucky killed his parents.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that's when Stark just loses it. So,
Yeah. That's one of my honorable mentions. That was one of the ones that I was trying
yeah,
to, yeah, like, did you know? And he kept asking Cap, I mean, it's great acting by Robert Downey Jr. because you can see that he doesn't want Cap to tell him that he did know. He wanted to keep it quiet, but it's just heartbreaking.
it, he wanted to tell him, but he knows Bucky. Bucky has been his friend from day one.
Yeah,
And so he had a tough choice to make in that sense.
yeah,
And he ended up choosing his
yeah,
longtime friends
yeah.
instead
But
of telling.
and he knew that by doing that, he's going to break the split the Avengers apart.
Yes.
And it's going to be very hard to come back. And also it then follows into like the Infinity War and the start of Endgame as well. With the fact
Yes.
that Tony Stark doesn't trust Captain America.
Nope.
And that even more heartbreaking just because of that. But yeah, that was in my honorable mentions. It was very close to being there, but yeah, that's Baron Zemo. Did you know from Tony Stark? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 8. Now, this might be cheating because this is two moments, but it's the same thing. Okay,
Okay.
so it's Gamora and the Black Widow and the Soul Stone. So it's when they
Okay.
both. So it's in Infinity War when although it's not really Gamora's choice, to be fair, to be sacrificed. It's Thanos, and the only way that he can get the Soul Stone is by sacrificing something that he loves. So he sacrifices Gamora, and
Yes.
it's the fact that there's nothing she can do because once he grabs hold of her wrist, first of all she starts laughing because it's like, you haven't got anything, you don't love anything, and then she realizes that it's her. She's the thing that's going to be sacrificed. And that's what gets Thanos the Soul Stone. But then in Endgame, once they go back in time and they do the whole time traveling thing, the fight between the Black Widow and Hawkeye on who deserves to go and sacrifice themselves. I saw not long ago there was the version that they were going to do originally that they then cut out and reshot it. It was where there's a lot more fighting between the two of them, and the Black Widow actually gets shot because Thanos and his cronies come down, and she actually gets shot 3 times and then manages to get to the edge of the cliff and throw herself off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it in the video playlist for the episode for all of the top heads, but it's just as powerful. But they're almost defeated, and she just manages to get to the edge and lets herself go. I do prefer the one that was in the movie, though, because it looks
Yes.
like it's more of a absolute sacrifice.
Okay. Well, I have split those two. One is on my honorable mentions where Thanos kills Gamora, basically.
Yeah,
And then number 5 is Natasha sacrifices
oh,
herself.
there you go then. That
So
Yeah, we will have
I
that.
didn't want to have both on them, but
Yeah, see, I cheated a little bit because they are two different things. Because Gamora doesn't want to throw us. She doesn't want Thanos to win. She wants to defeat Thanos.
yes.
Whereas Natasha is doing it for everybody else, and probably doing it a lot for for Clint, for
Clint and his
yeah,
family.
yeah,
So I thought
yeah,
hers was a little more poignant.
yes, I think so.
So
I think so. But just as harrowing all
just
the
as
same.
harrowing.
Yeah, whether she's for whatever reason she's doing it. Well, that's another one. We've got another. That's
Yes.
what, 3 we've got so far.
I know.
Hang on a minute, then. So I've got one more for me to win, and then 2 more for you to win. I should have gone 6. I should have gone for the head, is what I would say. Okay, that was my number 8, which is your number 5. So we're on
Yes.
for your number 7, then, please.
This one is not as sad, but Wanda and Vision are in Edinburgh, Scotland, and this is from Infinity War.
Yeah,
And they get attacked by Midnight, and I call them Thanos Goonies or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
thugs to go out and do the dirty work. It's when they're up near the train station and you notice the wind, and then you have Cap in the back, and I think it was Midnight throws her stick, and that's when Cap and then Falcon and Natasha come and rescue them. So
It's a great introduction to Cap being there with it. He's got the beard this time,
yes, well,
and
he's not technically Captain America anymore. He doesn't have the shield,
that's
so
true. That's true. But I love the way that like the train goes, and you can sort of see someone
yeah,
through the carriages of the train as the train's
yes,
going past. And then,
yes,
yeah, and the way that he gets out the way and grabs that stick when it gets thrown at him, and then he sort of throws it back. Yeah, that's so good.
yes.
Again, it was close. It was close to being in my top 10, that one, but I couldn't. I didn't even actually put that one as my in one of my honorable mentions, because that's a great moment. Great moment. Trouble is, when we start to see, I know that you rewatched them over and over again. Well,
Twice.
twice, didn't you?
Yes. Yes.
I watched. Which one did I watch? I watched the original Avengers again, but didn't have time to go and watch like all of them again. I wish I did, because the more we start talking about them, all I want to do now is just watch, Avengers movies. Because as much as everyone says that like Age of Ultron is not that great, I still think it's a great superhero movie.
Oh yeah, I still enjoyed it, but it is the weaker of four, five.
Five,
Yeah.
we'll say five.
Yes.
Yeah, we're officially saying that Civil War is part of the Avengers movies. I
Yes.
think so. Yeah. Okay, so that was what was that? That was your number 7. My
Yes.
number 7. Talking of the Avengers, this was from the original first Avengers movie, and it's that moment when New York is under attack, and it's when all the heroes are together for the first time, and you get that shot where the camera goes around them, pans around them, and finishes on that what would be a splash page in a comic book, and it's just that iconic. And with the music playing at full blast. I'm a sucker for those kind of moments in movies. Those moments that just you can feel your heart pumping. So that has to be in my top 10.
That's my number 3.
Oh my God, that's the number 3. Well, that's the fourth one. Is that 4? Yeah, that's the fourth one.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Avengers. I'm going to put that as Avengers Assemble. In Avengers, because obviously there might be another Avengers Assemble a little bit later on, maybe. Okay,
Yes.
so go on then. Tell me about why it's in your number 3.
It's the starting point, and the first part of the movie is just introducing you to everyone, trying to stop Loki. But once Loki gets to New York and the Shatari army starts helping him out, that's when they're becoming a team, and you just see it, and you just know it's hopefully going to end well.
Yeah, it's just, and I must admit, when I said in my introduction that back in 2012, I couldn't believe that they would be able to get that many superheroes and give them all enough time, even in like a 2.5 hour movie, to do them all justice. When you see that shot, that's the moment that you go, they've done it. They've broken the mold. I don't know how they've done it, but they have put all of those superheroes and big superheroes, big names, in a movie together, and it works. It absolutely works. There's sometimes with someone like, say, Hawkeye, you think maybe he's there to make the numbers up a little bit, and some of the stuff they give him to do in all of the Avengers movies is a little bit weak, I think, sometimes.
Yes, because both him and Natasha showed up in one of the Iron Man movies at small parts, and then you had Cap had his own movie, Thor had his own movie. So you had the big three that had their own movies, and you saw a little bit of Natasha and Clint.
Yeah.
And so I think Natasha got a little bit more in the intro when Coulson was coming to recruit her, calls her and says, "You gotta go."
Yeah. And that's a great scene as well. I'd forgotten about that one. I'd forgotten about that scene. That is a great scene. Okay, so that was my number 7. Your number 6 was Spidey in Civil War.
Yep, we're back to you.
And back to me. My number 6 now, I mean, this is quite a long bit, but I'm going to go for the moment. It's the Wakandan battle in Infinity War. And it's at the point where our heroes are being subdued by all these vicious dog aliens. Even the
Oh
Hulk,
yeah.
even the Hulkbuster is getting overrun by them, and Captain America is on his ass. It's America's ass, but he's on his ass.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, there's a flash of lightning, and then Thor is there with Rocket and Groot, and it's just a beautiful moment. And he's there with Stormbreaker, and all of a sudden, all these alien dogs are being ripped to shreds. And there's a lovely little comment where he's saying, "Oh, you know, say hello to Tree," and I am Groot. He's there, sees Rocket. "Oh, you've copied my beard," he says as well. But it's the moment when he gets up and he's going, "Bring me Thanos," and he goes up into the air with his eyes all aglow and brings down Stormbreaker and like wipes out all of the
Yes.
alien dog. It's such a great moment, and it's one of those. Here's one thing, right? The British people in cinemas don't like making noise. Okay, there are no whoops and hollerings, or do you know what I mean? I've seen the videos where you hear like American crowds when they see movies like that, and they are going like batshit crazy. I would love to be able to go and watch a movie like that, or Endgame, or something like that, where it would be an American crowd. We went and saw Jaws last week, the 50th anniversary of Jaws. And the moment when he says, "Smile, you son of a bitch," and shoots the gas canister in Jaws's mouth, I thought, I wonder if everyone's going to go, "Way!" But nobody made a noise. But I guarantee in America, even a 50-year-old movie that everybody knows what's going to happen, I bet they all cheered. So I really wish I could go and see a movie like that in America.
Correct. So that is not on my list. So
Oh, that's fair enough. No, that's fair enough. But yeah, so at the moment, halfway through, we've got 4.
we got
So at the
4.
moment, I'm winning, but I don't think I'm going to win. Let me put it that way. Okay, like I say, we're halfway through, so it's time for this.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
That was a terrible sigh, Corinne. What are you doing? It's only a little cheeky quiz.
Never do well at these quizzes.
I don't know. I think you're going to do better. I will be surprised if you don't get at least
Don't jinx me.
8 of these. 8 out of 10. I know you're going to get number 1 because you've already mentioned the answer. Okay?
Okay. Let's see.
Here we go. Number 1. What is the name of the aliens sent to destroy New York in the Avengers?
Oh, the Chitauri Army. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Chitauri.
Is correct. Number 1. Chitari, who cares? You got it right. Number 2. Who is the guardian of the Soul Stone?
I forgot his name. I don't
Describe
remember.
him to me.
He's on the island. He's the one who tells you you're here for the Soul Stone. You have to sacrifice someone you love to obtain the Soul Stone.
Can you remember what other movie he was in? He was in another Marvel movie.
No.
Okay.
I didn't get that. Yeah, I didn't get that right.
It was Red Skull.
Oh.
He was also in He was the baddie in Captain America: First Avenger.
Okay, I haven't seen First Avenger in such a long time.
Yeah,
so
that's who is the guardian of the Soul Stone. Number 3, who is the youngest Avenger?
Are we talking like the originals or the ones that come later?
The movies that we are talking about, who is the youngest Avenger?
I would say Spider-Man.
All right.
Yes, correct. Well done. Number 4, how many Avengers are English? This is in real life. How many Avengers
like
are
the
English?
actors are?
Yeah. How many of them are English? And again, you got to think about all of the Avengers movies, all the people, all the heroes that are in there.
I'm thinking. I'm like going through my head. I'm like,
I know. I can see the cogs and the wheels turning.
there might be more, but I can only think of two.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
All right, all right.
Ah!
Well done, it is. And do you want to say who you think they are?
Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. Tom
Oh,
Holland.
actually, then that means there's three.
Tom Holland.
Because you got Tom Holland, Benedict Cumberbatch, which you just mentioned, and Paul
Yeah.
Bettany, who's Vision.
I forgot about him, so I got it
So
wrong.
unfortunately, I got
Yeah.
the people that did the quiz for that question got it wrong. There's actually three of them, so I will write to them.
Okay.
Number 5, Thor should have aimed for what?
Oh, the neck. The head, the head,
Yeah.
the head, the head.
I will give you that.
All right, all
The
right,
head.
all right.
That's right. Should have aimed for the head. Okay,
The
number
head.
6. What restaurant does Tony suggest they go to at the end of the Avengers?
A shawarma restaurant.
All right, all right, all
Is
right.
correct. Number 7. How many Infinity Stones are there?
6.
All right, all right,
Well
all
done.
right.
This girl is on fire now. Here we go. Number 8. What is Tony's daughter's name?
Morgan.
Yes. Well done.
All right, all right, all right.
That's 6. Number 9. Who created the Infinity Gauntlet and Thor's weapons?
Oh, what's his name? I know Peter Dinklage
It
was the
is.
character who played the guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
No, it was.
I know the actor.
It was Aitri. Was his name.
Patri.
So to get 7, here's your last one. Who can do this all day?
Captain America.
Yes.
All right, all right.
Well done. Look, 7 out of 10. That's not bad at all. I thought it was going to be
No.
8, but 7 is a really, really good score. So well done.
That's almost 100 for me on your
That's-
show. So
That Well, you did a damn sight better than I did on the Kevin Bean and Ali's podcast, didn't I? You didn't get pavoed. That's the one thing. Look.
I did not get Pava.
You did not. Absolutely not.
So
Okay, back to the job in hand. So your number 5 was Natasha sacrifices herself.
yes.
My number 5 is one that was mentioned in the facts, and here's probably one of the funniest moments in all the Avengers movies, and it is when Loki gets thrown around like a rag doll by Hulk.
Yes,
and
in
it's
Avengers, so.
Yeah, and the puny god. He says puny god. It's the fact that as every good bad guy that is in a movie, he starts monologuing and saying all this stuff, but before he gets like the second word out, Hulk has just grabbed him by his feet and is throwing him around like a rag doll.
Yes.
And then it is so funny, and the fact that then Loki's just left there go, oh, like every bone is broken.
Not on my list, so
No, okay, that's
No.
fair. I mean, to be fair, you've only got 2 left, so
yes. So just keep going.
but let's just keep going. Yeah, I mean so that's my number 5. Your number 4 was the snap.
Yes.
So my number 4 is basically, now was it after? No, it had been before. So it's just in the Avengers. They're all there trying to work out what they're going to do next, and then Bruce Banner comes in on a motorbike, and they're basically saying to him that you have to. Was it something like, oh, you need to get yourself angry, and
Yes.
he says, my secret is that I'm always angry. And then when they're all fighting together and working out what they're going to do, Captain America is saying, right, you need to go and do this, you need to go and do this. And he says, and Hulk, smash.
Smash.
And then
yes.
and then that little smile on Hulk's face, like, oh, I can go and do what I want to do. And then he goes off and just, he's just tearing up buildings. That, again, is one of those absolute perfect moments, because the one thing that they've never wanted him to do up to that moment is for him to smash. So
Yes.
for Captain America to give him the chance, and he's saying to him, it's okay, you just go and create hell, go on, just go and tear everything up.
Yes.
It's just so good, so funny. That's my number 4. Your number 3 was the Avengers all getting together in
But yes.
Avengers.
Yes.
My number 3 is a moment that repeats itself in Endgame. Tony Stark is putting his daughter Morgan to bed, and so, I think when he says "I love you loads" or "I love you tons," I think is what he says, and then Morgan says
Yes.
back to him, "I love you 3,000," and that's
Yes.
the way he looks and goes, "Wow," you know, as if, "Shit, this is a really clever kid." And then obviously at the end, the whole "I love you 3,000" bit sort of all comes together again, because
Yes.
you see the hologram after Tony has passed away, and it is so sweet and so beautiful. To the
Not
point
on
that
my list.
it's not on your list. No, I didn't
No.
think it would be. I got a feeling that maybe I got a feeling we might have the same 1 and 2. I just got a funny feeling. I got a funny feeling. But yeah, so that is the "I love you 3,000" is my number 3. So what's your number 2?
My number 2 is when they're in Endgame, when Thor, Clint, Captain America, they're just all getting beat up by Thanos. And then on your left, Falcon says, "On your left," and they come through the portal and they just all come out. So, and just start helping. So,
I have so this is where well, look, that's basically my number 1. Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna spoil it now, because right from the moment that Captain America straps the shield to his arm and basically goes again with the whole of Thanos's army in front of him,
Yes.
and that look of defiance on his face, and then it's the "on your left."
Yes.
Right from that moment to Avengers Assemble, for me, is the greatest moment in cinema history. And obviously everyone knows I'm a massive Star Wars fan. That is
I couldn't tell.
Yeah. but that for me is the great, and I've seen that so many times and I still cry. I still cry happy tears when I see that, because that's a culmination of 10 years, 20 odd movies.
Yes.
How they did that was just so with that, are you including that whole bit?
Yeah, I'm not separating when the women assemble and go and try and get the gauntlet across. And
so you're basically talking about the whole
I'm
sort of battle.
just when they all come out and start helping in the war.
Mm.
And then because they got the stones, Thanos minions that were killed in Infinity War are also back.
Exactly.
So you see them.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
you know, and it's the fact that when Scarlet Witch is like fighting Thanos,
yes,
and she's saying, "You took everything from me." He's going, "I don't even know who you are," because he's from a different time. He's a different
from
timeline.
a different time.
Yeah,
because he gets killed in the beginning.
Exactly.
So,
because Thor went for the head in the
head and took care of that.
Exactly. But it's one of the greatest. It's the greatest movie moment ever for me. I just absolutely love that moment. So, okay, well that's my number 1. So my number 2 is what follows on in Endgame from that, and it's the Tony Stark "I am Iron Man" moment, which was such I mean, considering the fact that wasn't originally what was going to happen, he was just going to snap his fingers. He wasn't going to say that. It's a perfect ending to his character arc from the first Iron Man. From being this selfish arms dealer that only cared about himself to going to someone that said exactly the same thing.
Change a little bit through the movies, and
absolutely
in Civil War you see him finally think, okay, I'm take the cords and like taking accountability. He feels bad that woman's son died.
Yeah.
And you can just start seeing things change for him.
And the fact that, I mean, he was quite within his rights that when Captain America and all the group came to him after the snap, because he got his daughter there, he was living happily, just him, Pepper, and his daughter,
On
He
a
didn't.
farm.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't want to change anything. Why would he? Because he's got what he wanted, and everything he, like you said, everything he had was right there. So the fact that he then wanted to go and help to bring everybody back, and it's. I mean, I know it's slightly before that whole moment, but that moment when the whole battle is carrying on, and Tony looks over at Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange shakily points that one up, like, this is the one moment where
Yes.
we win. So he knows what he has to do, and I think at that moment he knows that he has to sacrifice himself because he's not strong enough to take the power. He saw what it did to Hulk. So
Yes.
to take the power of that, he knew he was going to die, and it's the whole bit of him actually passing away is so beautiful as well. But
That's my number one.
that's your number one.
That's him sacrificing himself, seeing him complete circle change, and being able to think about others
Yeah,
for the first time. And it's so sad. You have Pepper Potts, and then you have Spider-Man come up, and it's just, and then the funeral, which I was bawling because you
Yeah.
had almost everyone at that funeral
Mm.
show up. So
Yeah, even the young kid that was in Iron Man 3 that had grown up a bit, because I can remember
Yes.
the first time the camera pans and everyone was going, well, who the hell's that? Nobody knew who it was until they looked afterwards. Like, oh my God, that's the little kid from Iron Man 3.
Yes.
So that was a nice little touch. But yeah, it's such a great movie. I mean, the two, Infinity War and Endgame, together as a whole movie, if you watched it all together,
Yes.
it's so good. And it's one of the, like I say, it's one of the greatest ends of a movie ever, right from the start of that battle.
Because the good guys win, but it's so sad.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we got 6. We got
Yep.
6 the same.
We got 6.
So I should have done 6. I should have
No
got...
one wins Lisa's challenge this time.
No one wins it this time. So who
And
else?
my honorable mentions?
Yeah, what have you got on your honorable mentions?
I've got in Avengers, when they're in the forest, when Thor first shows up in the Avengers to try and get Loki, Captain America shows up, finally jumps down with the parachute, and he's able to withstand Thor's hammer
That's
with the
right.
shield.
Yes.
So that's
a great
an
moment.
honorable mention. And then, can't tell I love Captain America. Age of Ultron, when the party was happening,
Right.
and Captain America was the only one to move the hammer.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a prelude to what was going to happen in Endgame, where he ended up using the hammer.
Yeah. And Thor genuinely looked worried, didn't he? He genuinely thought,
Yes.
hang on, what's going on here? Yeah.
This one's very sad, which is probably why I left it out. Infinity War, when she has to kill Vision to try and get that stone
Yeah.
to destroy it, she does. Thanos brings him back to get the stone and kills him again in front of Wanda, and that was heartbreaking.
And that was great acting from Elizabeth Olsen with that. You could see the real pain. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes. And this one, Loki kills Coulson in Avengers.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, in front of Thor.
That was there
and
in my honorable mentions because he was one of those guys that, like, he was in every movie, wasn't he? He just cropped up every so often, even if it was just like one little scene or whatever. All of a sudden, there he was.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I kind of mentioned the other one where Captain Roger uses Thor's hammer in the battle in Endgame. So
yeah,
those are my honorable mentions.
That's great. I had This Is America's Ass when Captain America's fighting Captain America, and finally like knocks him out, and it's a great like button to the end of the scene. You said, yeah, that really is America's ass, and then walks off.
Yes.
Obviously, did you know the Civil War, the Tony Stark, which you had, Coulson being killed by Loki was another good one, and then Cap and Thor's hammer when it looks like Tony Stark and Thor have been beaten, and all of a sudden the hammer sort of starts moving by itself, and you don't really know what's going on to start with, and then it goes to Cap, and again, that'd have been a moment in an American audience that the crowd go shit crazy and the Thor shouts, "Yeah, I knew it."
Yes.
So, yeah, that's a great one. We've got a couple of honourable mentions from people out on social media. So at Movie Jewel Pod on Threads said Cap lifting the hammer, the snap. I'm totally from the future. I'm trying to remember what that is. I'm totally from the future. I can't quite remember what that one was. Okay. I was born yesterday.
Maybe from the future is when they're going back to the stones to collect the stones in Endgame,
maybe.
and they're encountering each other or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I'm always angry, which was the Hulk bit, obviously.
Yes.
At Real Talk said 2 words, the snap. Yeah. Adrian Gonzalez said, when we first hear Captain America say Hail Hydra, we held the sadness confusion for months, because that was in the elevator, wasn't it? He says Hail Hydra.
Yes.
Barbara Guerra Masquel says, when Cap said to the gathering Avengers, Avengers assemble. Also when Thor showed up in Wakanda and said, give me Thanos. Also when Cap used Thor's hammer. Also when Sam said, on your left, and Cap knows he was alive and the snap reversal had worked. Yeah. And at Kev Smith Tyrone, in the Avengers, when Loki stabs Agent Coulson with the scepter, which contains the Mind Stone, and Nick Fury turning the superheroes into a team.
Yes.
There you go. Well, we've done it, Corinne. We
have done.
We didn't win. None of us won Lisa's challenge, but then that's fair enough. I think that's fair enough.
Yes.
Are you gonna go and watch it? I'm gonna go and watch it again. I think I might actually have time before bedtime to put Age of Ultron on, I think.
Well, I could on my laptop. I don't know that they're showing it on my TV in the hotel, so.
Ah, right. And so where's your next port of call? Where are you off next?
Friday, I fly to Porto.
Lovely. Is it just Portugal this time, this trip, or?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Have you been to Portugal before?
No, I'm loving it so far.
Lovely. What's been the best bit so far?
Well, I've only Madeira. That's all I've been to so far.
Oh, right. So the correct answer was doing the podcast, Pav. That was the correct answer.
Sure. No. Of course, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too.
Last year in person.
That's the crazy thing. It's like being able to see you last August and seeing all those other wonderful people. As we're recording this next week, I'll get to see Lisa, Brandon, Nicole. It's wonderful. It's become like a yearly thing now that I get to see at least Lisa and Brandon like once a year for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
Obviously saw you last year as well. You came over last year, and it's just wonderful to see that. So thank you very much, Corinne.
When I come to England, it won't be in November, December again. I guarantee that.
Make it a bit more. I was going to say, I mean, luckily this year we've had 3 or 4 heat waves, but that's very rare. I must admit, it's a very rare thing to happen.
I don't need a heat wave. I just don't need cold weather.
Exactly. Well, everybody, you can remember, listen to Neil's dulcet tones after the podcast for all the information that you need to come and be a Patreon subscriber. You could be just like Corinne and be a guest on your own episode if you wanted to. You don't have to, but you could be a wonderful guest like Corinne, or you could travel off to Portugal and do it from the hotel if you wanted to, just like Corinne.
Yeah, Jody made that comment and said, that's the only time I can record.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't do it when you're at home. You've got to do it when you're on a different continent. But at least you're on the same continent that like we are, so the time difference is pretty... Well, there isn't a time difference, is there? Or are you an hour or so different?
No, we're the same.
We're the same. There you go. We're the same. But Corinne, thank you once again. It's been loads of fun. I'm glad we managed to... I haven't got to worry about getting my top 10 together now because it's just been a nightmare for the last couple of weeks just trying to work out what's going to be in my top 10. But it's done now.
It's done.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you very much, Corinne. It's always a pleasure chatting to you and meeting you once again, obviously. And for everybody else, Thank you very much for watching and listening. Let's go start the countdown. Avengers Assemble.